Well, good morning and welcome once again to Ed's Orchids. Now the weather here is terrible. It's 14 degrees and absolutely teeming down. You probably can hear it on the greenhouse roof. Anyhow, there's about 6 plants I want to show you. 4 which have labels in and 2 which one label I can't read because it's all rubbed off, and another plant there which I don't know what it is. You can see all the empty spaces I've got now when I went to the auction and took 18 plants, I think it was, or 13, something like that. Anyhow, we'll go through these, we'll have a good look at them, and the first one we'll look at is this one, which is a Laelia goldiana. I've had this many years and it has done absolutely nothing. Now this is one of those plants that need to be well watered during spring right through to autumn, but they should always be left to dry out completely before re-watering. And this isn't doing too badly. It's got 2 new, these leaves have gone red because they've been in the light where the well, I don't know, it's been in too much light, that's what causes that. And 2 new growths on it, which are doing okay, because the blooms on these are very, very nice. And should be well watered during spring to autumn, but they should be left to dry out completely before re-watering. When they're coming into bloom or when they're about to bloom, this is when the dry period for them virtually starts, and they should be given very little water at that time. And that virtually dry period of watering should last, let's see, until spring, and this is very important to the Laelia. But sometimes when the pseudobulbs appear to be wrinkling, a good dose of water will be appreciated, I would imagine. Not much more to say about this species. We'll get hold of one if one becomes available. You're well worth the troubles and have quite beautiful red blooms. We'll just have a quick look again at the plant. This is doing very nicely, nice pseudobulbs. And I'm not quite sure whether those have gone red because it hasn't been moved out to the greenhouse. These should be quite a warm growing plant like cattleyas, so this should take space indoors, I think, shortly. Now this is another plant I've had ages and ages and ignored, and I haven't done much with it, but I'm pleased to say it's putting up this nice new growth here. And this is an Epidendrum ciliare, or ciliare, all depends if you want to pronounce it phonetically, but I use ciliare. Now this plant was first, I think it was first found in about the 1750s, something like that. And it grows in a multitude of places from Mexico throughout the North and Central South America and way down to Brazil. So it's quite not a varied species, quite a species that is grown, as you say, in lots and lots of places. Now this is classed as a medium to large plant, classed as warm to medium temperatures, and medium to large plant. It's a warm growing epiphyte, and it's found high in the treetops. But as I said before, medium warmth, so it will grow in temperate climates with a medium to high light. Now the blooms on these, when they do bloom, have probably, I think, 3 narrow yellow petals on them, and the blooms actually are very nice, and a lip which sticks out, if you know what I mean. It's white, and for want of a better word, it's very, very frilly. This plant also requires a free draining medium, with tree fern being a good substitute when the plant is small, and as it gets to growing much bigger, then planted in a light mix that's again free draining, and plant it in bark. So to sum up, one of the best ways of growing this plant is like you grow your cattleyas. So hoping this will do better this winter, come to spring, and we'll have another look at it then. Now this plant is a Puffy Pedalum Corolla Ordinary, and this has flowered a few times for me. Absolutely beautiful blooms on them, because this is a cross between Puffy Pedalum, Chamberlainianum, and Prince Edward of York. And the blooms last for about 2 weeks, but they're well worth getting. Absolutely gorgeous they are. The Chamberlainianum of this plant is found in Sumatra, and the Prince Edward of York, well, that's a cross between, let's see, Rothschildianum, Sandrianum, the two king and queens of Puffy Pedalums. Now this one has flowered twice. There's 2 plants here. You can see where it's flowered from. These plants are getting old now. Another one there. But it's doing what all Puffy Pedalums should do, and grow a new growth for its next flowering. So this one here has grown this plant, and this one here has grown, if I can see it, there we are. That one is growing this plant. But it's going to be another 2 or 3 years, I think, before this one flowers again. But it'll be well worth it when it does. Now the blooms on this last for about 2 weeks, and it blooms in the warmer months of the year. So we'll class it as a warm growing hybrid. The trouble is with this, it's not fragrant. It's a warm grower with temperatures in the high 20s and lows of around about the 60s. But like all plants, it likes a lot of sun in the mornings, but partial shading in the afternoon. Well, there's not much more I can say about this. It's behaving itself and doing very well. The watering is the same for all Puffy Pedalums. Just keep them nice and moist, and don't water them again until they're almost dry. And this should be all right for you. This is another one that I'm taking inside because it's classed as warm growing, and it will not be warm at all in this greenhouse over the next few months. Now we've got one here, I don't know what it is. There's a lot of algae around the bottom, but there's plenty of roots in it. There's got 3 pseudobulbs there. I can't remember this ever flowering. I don't know what it is. There's a label there with smudgy writing on. I think Sheila gave it me to see what I could do with it. And I'm pleased to say it's come up with this nice new growth. I think it's probably some type of Oncidium, but we should know this in the next couple of years. So we'll have a look at the next one. Now I really should know what this is with the colour and the size of the pseudobulbs, but I'm sorry, I can't bring it to mind what it is. If anybody else has a good idea and can name 1 or 2 things, it might just jog my memory into what it is. But growing very nicely. lovely new growth on it. So I'll leave that in here because it seems to be doing very well on the temperature it's getting at the moment. And then we'll have a look at the last one for the ones which I've got names for, and it's McClellanara Pagan Love Song. Now the next plant is this McClellanara Pagan Love Song. It's been reclassified now because it's a cross between Brassivola and an Oncidium, so it's now classed as a Brassidium. I've flowered this once before, and it's very nice, and it's putting up a nice big new growth here. Get it round, there we are. Much bigger than it's been before. Looking very, very good. Plenty of nice little roots on it. And what more can I say about this one? 1, 2, 3. This is a plant which grows quite large, and it's very free blooming. It's got star-shaped flowers on, and they're in brown and yellow, and it's a combination of colours which doesn't please me very much. So we'll see what we can do with it. But it's growing very, very nicely with this nice new growth, which is very, very tall. And this will be flowering again from this this new growth this coming year, next year. It likes to be grown quite shady with temperate temperatures, and it requires average water. Never overwater these, or else you'll kill them off. Just nice, keep them nice and damp as you would Puffy Pedalums. So that's all I can say about this one, which is Oncidium Pagan Love Song. Well, I've brought the Gouldiana and the Puffy Pedalum Corolla Ordinary in the house now, where it's very, very warm. So they should settle down here in a fortnight or two, and this should show a bit of a spurt on the growth, hopefully. Anyhow, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you later.